Hey, what's good? Welcome back to Divinity Gems. Going to get your reading out for the week. Already moving towards September 3rd to September 9th will be the reading this week. Hope you enjoyed your week, Capricorn. Moving into the month, new month. September will not have as much going on as we've had coming through July and August with all these retrogrades and eclipses, and it's a whole lot of activity changing things in our lives in the sky over the last couple of months. And now we will just get to see how some of these things play out, I think, moving through September. Let's get on with you guys' 9-card spread. I am using today the Vision Tarot. This is a new deck for me. It's got a different name on it. Goodness, illustrated, but Tim Thompson. It's kind of a 15th century modern. There's a whole lot of 15th century in here that I just read as I know, but it's a whole lot different of a time when they were making this card, let's just say. I'll leave it at that. All right, Capricorn, let's get on with your 9-card spread. We've got some flippers coming over. I'm going to see if those will come back out. I'm not going to take those because this deck does have reversals as well. And we're going to read the reversals. 9 cards. We'll pull some clarifiers as needed. All right. Bottom of the deck is the 6 of coins. Instead of pentacles, we have coins in this deck. So the 6 of coins is in reverse, and I feel like this is how it looks. Doesn't give you much to go on, just coins. So I have to go on just by intuition here. The 6 of coins I'm knowing is an even exchange, and right now we're feeling when it comes to money, Capricorn, that there is not an even exchange going on. It's not being done fairly. It's not being distributed evenly. That's how I see it. All right, Magician. First card out. It's the Magician in this deck. Just trying to create the new situation here. We're trying to find a way, along with the 9 of coins being out next to that Magician. I feel like we're looking to bring in, our accumulation of what we've been asking for, just trying to put it all together when it comes to the money, when it comes to the stability, the finances, trying to create the best scenario for ourselves financially. This is what we're up against right here. And with us getting no help from any outside sources, nobody being able to match us with our efforts when it comes to our finances, we're just trying to figure out a way to go ahead and bring it in ourselves. We weren't getting any assistance on that. Weren't getting any help with the 6 of coins being in reverse. So now with the 9 of coins and that Magician, I feel like you're about to make it happen. You're finding a way to make it happen on your own, how to bring in more money on your own. 5 of Cups is out as well. So there was a loss over some type of monetary situation. You did feel a loss in this area. And the loss, it's a financial loss, but I'm feeling like because of the person that was not assisting you here, because there was not being given to you what should have been, or being offered to you, or someone meeting you halfway, so to speak, because that was not going on, you suffered a loss in some kind of way over this situation. This is how the cups look. And there are just 5 there. And you suffered a loss in some kind of way. So either your friendship or relationship with this person suffered, or your finances in general have suffered over this person, over the way that they, didn't help you or didn't hold up their end of the bargain when it came to the finance. So if this was a roommate, if they weren't holding on, their share of the bills, the rent, utilities, all that stuff that you guys were supposed to split evenly, there was no even split. So you were probably doing more than you should have been doing. which is why you're trying to figure out how to create the new right here. How do you go about this situation now that you know you're not going to get what you need from this other person, and you're feeling that loss in that relationship, either, like I said, to that person. There's been a loss in that relationship altogether, like you two don't speak anymore over this financial situation, or you lost a lot of money over this situation, picking up the slack for that person. The Nine of Staves is out, which is the Nine of Wands. In this deck, they are staves. I look at it always as fire, or your action, or your power. So this is your inner strength. This is your inner power to me. This is you fighting through this situation up here, probably. This is you maintaining your inner strength through, a bad situation, through it not being even, through this person, kind of leaving you a little bit. I feel like they left you hanging financially. It doesn't have to be that they left you completely hanging financially, but it caused you to have to come out of pocket more than you should have. It caused you to have to put in way more effort than you were counting on, which kind of threw your money situation off to me. That's what I'm seeing. And so through this situation, you were strong. Through this situation, you fought through it. You did the best you could with what you had. That's how I see. And you were successful with that, as the Queen of Staves is out along with that 9. So your inner strength, carried you through this situation. Your inner strength and your know-how of how you know how to make things work as a Capricorn. You are very stable. When it comes to money especially, you are very stable. You know how to make ends meet. If you have to juggle, if you have to rob Peter to pay Paul, sometimes you already know how to juggle your coins in order to make things work for yourself. You know how to put a little something away for a rainy day. You know how to be responsible when it comes to your coins and making it work. But this other person was not. This other person was irresponsible, and that kind of threw you off. Financially. The Chariot is out in reverse. In this deck, the Chariot, it's like it's driving the person. The person is not driving the Chariot. I feel like he's just along for the ride. And those two different opinions are still there, like on traditional decks with the Chariot, and you feel like he's controlling those two horses. But no, he's being carried. This is not a war chariot, so to speak, like he's charging off to war. This is almost that victory chariot, like the chariot that goes by in a parade. This is somebody being pulled with the glory and honor and just to be seen type of chariot. I feel like with it being in reverse, though, he's not wanting to go along for the ride. Like he's not wanting to take that ride. It's not a victory ride. It's not a victory ride right here. So what you sought out in the beginning, how you thought this was going to play out in the beginning with this person here, obviously you wouldn't have entered into this situation had you just obviously knew there would be no even balance to this right here, that there would be no give and take here, that there would only be take from somebody while you gave. You didn't see that coming, obviously. You didn't see that coming. That's not what the plan was. And now that it's played out this way, you're just like, okay, this is not glory. This is not me moving off and watching our success after we've built it. Like that was the plan in the beginning, and it's just not happening right now. The Chariot can't just be gliding across, because now you have to do work to make up for this other person not holding up their end of the bargain. I feel like that's why you are now in this Nine of Swords, Nine of Staves, Queen of Staves energy, which is your action, your fire. You're in this mode here to make something happen. She makes things happen. And you are used to, Capricorn, making things happen. Like I said, you're used to taking care of everything. You're used to having to do that. And you were hoping that this time it wasn't going to have to be that way, that you had someone there with you that was going to help you build up, for the future. And it didn't work that way. It didn't work that way. So right now you are building, but I see the building and the power and all the inspiration are coming from you doing it on your own, along with the Queen of Coins being out. So you're ready to make it happen for yourself financially again, and you're knowing that you can't count on that other person anymore. Judgment being in reverse as well. They probably haven't even said anything about it, that other person either. And last card out was the Knight of Staves, Knight of Wands in reverse. So yeah, he's on his way with good news, but it's in reverse. He's on his way with no good news. There's no good news with Judgment in reverse coming towards you. No announcement of anything, because right now, to me, Capricorn, you have to rebuild, and you are in a rebuilding phase of your life right now. To rebuild after you had to maintain your strength through this situation of someone else not meeting you or assisting you in the way you thought they would. Yeah, the Devil card is out. Devil card's interesting in this deck. It's got a whole lot of religiousness in it. Down to the fire at the bottom and the devil here. Be here. And those souls up there with the stone faces, all that stuff. We know devil energy as that temptation to throw you off your path, that thing that keeps you not feeling confident in yourself. So that doubt that you can do it, that type of energy, I feel like in this situation would be devil energy, that knowing that you have to rebuild, knowing that the situation, you got the short end of the stick with this other person and how they were supposed to assist you or help you, or their whole attitude through this whole ordeal for you. They just weren't very helpful to you. So letting all that fall with this Five of Cups energy, letting that loss, you feel that loss, but through it, you still maintain that Nine of Staves energy. You still maintain that inner strength to me. You still maintain it. As the Queen of Staves, you still maintain your power. You still maintain your know-how. It doesn't mean you just stop knowing what was good for you because this situation happened. You knew, once it played out, it didn't go the way you wanted it to, but you knew it was because of that person's effort, and you maybe accepting that person's less than best effort was the only thing. Now you're knowing what you're capable of doing by yourself. You've always known what you're capable of doing by yourself. So doing it by yourself, yeah, it may not feel as good. You feel slighted, but that's what you have to do right now. And like I said, that's not forever, and that's not to say no one else will ever come along again. So we don't want to use this situation to make it the end all tell all of this is why I should never try to do anything with anybody ever again, because this is why people do you like this. And no, you don't want to get stuck in that mentality either. That's not the lesson that was to be learned here. The lesson was, sometimes people don't do what they say they're going to do, or people show you a different person than they acted like they were going to be. When they do, you believe them and you simply adjust. You simply adjust and you do what you've always known how to do, which was take care of yourself, take care of the situation yourself. As Capricorn, you've always known how to do that. You're very stable. So it's never been a matter of you felt like you had to rely on someone else. Just would have been nice if this other person would have been who they said they were. And they just weren't. They weren't. And that's not, any fault of your own. So all you do in these type of situations is adjust accordingly. Now that they've shown you who they are, you adjust accordingly, and it did impact your money, I see. Along with the King of Staves now coming out, with the Queen being out, there is the King of Staves. Same fire type of power here. Except he just takes the action. He takes the action without the whole emotional part and thinking about who hurt who or whatever. He just sees it's time to do this way, and let's go do it because this is the way. It's no need to cry about it. And yeah, that's more king. That's more King of Staves energy. We ain't gotta cry about it. Let's just go and get it done. Ace of Cups is in reverse, but it was something that you wished, like it was something that you wished would have worked out the way that, you know, in the beginning was planned. You wished it could have been this person who was there by your side, helping you and y'all building your coins together, but it just didn't work out that way. It's not your fault, Capricorn. It didn't work out that way. Didn't work out that way. The Seven of Cups. Yeah, that's when you have too many options emotionally. Just an access there. 7 cups there. When you have too many options, sometimes it's not a good thing because then you don't know which one to pick and you end up, you know, stuck really over which one to pick. So that seven of cups energy along with the Ace of Cups being in reverse, that was the one I feel like, Capricorn, that you really did want to build something with. That was either the person or the job, or it was the stability for you that you were happy about. It was something that you saw in your future as stable and you wanted it to be with this person or at this place, or you wanted to turn out to go exactly how you saw it. And when it didn't, it was a disappointment. I see that. It was a disappointment with the 3 of Spades being out. It was a disappointment. It was a major letdown for you that this didn't go the way you thought it would. It was. There was that loss. That was that lost feeling. That was that major letdown. It was the one option that you wanted. You didn't want a whole lot else going on. That was the one option you saw. And you didn't put a whole lot into even looking at other options. That was the one that you wanted. Doesn't always go the way we plan. 9 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Doesn't always go the way we plan, Capricorn. Even when we are doing what we're supposed to do, life is just like that. It does not go the way we plan. And anything we plan outside ourselves, we should always be prepared for that because we're dealing with other people's free choice, other people's free will. So if in your free will, you're a person of integrity and want to do things the right way, when it includes another person, they have that same free will and theirs can choose not to. Would have been wonderful had they. And I feel like that's the energy you're stuck in right now. This could have really been a great thing, but you had to mess it up. Yeah, they did. They messed it up, Capricorn. They did. They did. But you are still who you are. You are still the star. This is the star card in this deck. You are still the person that takes care of everybody. And you just wanted it to go that way. You wanted it to go that way with that one person. It's the 4 of Cups. Yeah, that one cup was the one that you really, I see that over and over again here. You got the 8 of Staves. So yeah, your insight, the 8 of Staves is in reverse, your insight, your clarity, and the Fool is in reverse. Like you were really not wanting to do this with anyone else. You really didn't want to make a backup plan to this, as far as I see. You really just wanted this to play out. Like this is how it's supposed to be. You really wanted it to. Yeah. Goes like that sometimes. Just when we plan out something. I think I want to use a conscious spirit card. I was debating on what I wanted to use to wrap this reading up. I'm going to use a conscious spirit card just because I feel like there's something we're working on. Let's use a conscious spirit oracle. Wrap your reading up for the week, Capricorn. It's just one of those situations. One of those when you do become, get where you want to get financially. When this finishes playing out, and you are successful, and you're successful in a way other than that, the way you thought it with that person or that place or that situation or whatever that didn't go that way. When it does go the new way that it is supposed to go, in hindsight, you're going to look back and be like, that's why I had to go that way. We got Archangel Michael. I am grateful for the strength and courage Archangel Michael brings to my life. Okay. I feel comfortable in my own body and I am sensitive to other people's feelings. Let me give you one more for Capricorn. I think it's going to be that one. I reach out my hand and my heart to connect to and unite all of humanity. So we got your sacral chakra. Strength and courage. Reaching out your hand and your heart to connect to and unite all of humanity. So I feel like the sacral chakra is involved in the guilt and the shame that we feel over this situation, that it didn't work out. But through it, that 9 of Wands that was in there, the 9 of Staves, the inner strength, the inner power that it takes for you to, okay, it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I really, really wanted it to work out that day, that way, but it didn't. So now I maintain that strength that I have. I don't allow this to break me down because it didn't work out or didn't go the way I felt it should. I will not allow it to break me down and bring me down to the point where I don't continue. So you find your strength here. And he has a sword as well. That's mental strength to me. You finding your mental strength as well as courage to continue even after the disappointment, even after the letdown, to continue without feeling guilty, without these bad feelings of why, but I wanted it, but I wished it, but I hoped it would be this way, is not playing out that way. It's time for plan B. It's time for plan B. And to be okay with going to plan B and knowing that plan A you thought was going to be great, but it wasn't. So the universe is not going to let you continue down a path that is not going to be healthy for you. So it puts plan B here. And plan B is the healthy, good way, but we are hesitant to view it. Hello, New Birth Nursery. We view it that way. We view it as a scary thing because it's not initially what we thought it, but it does. It makes us scared. It makes us a little guilty, a little ashamed, that little feeling down there in your sacral chakra. But you're learning to be comfortable after that. I feel comfortable in my own body and I'm sensitive to other people's feelings. Yeah, to an extent, but you're learning, I think, this on yourself. You're learning that, all right, it's not going to go that way, but I can't panic and become depressed over it not working out the one way I thought it would. Now I regroup, I make a new plan, and I'm strong enough to make a new plan. I'm strong enough and comfortable enough through this change to continue to be me and move forward. Reaching out, I reach out my hand and my heart to connect to and unite to all humanity. So I feel like this is just, you're still the giver that you were, but you've learned a valuable lesson about giving, Capricorn, through this, how you are a giver. But I feel like there's more wisdom on her as she's reaching out her hand. She's now got this light all around her, the spirit all around her, this wisdom. Now you know how to give, and how to reach out your hand and your heart to connect to somebody, but you're not going to be reaching it out and continuing to reach it out unless it is an even exchange, which is why that 6 started at the top of your reading, or was at the bottom of the deck. It was the first card we called out. And I lost the card somewhere, but it was the 6 of Coins in reverse at the bottom of the deck was the first card that we spoke upon. And to me, there was no even exchange there. And you're used to, or you were working towards trying to find that balance of the even exchange as you were helping someone. I help you, you help me. This is wonderful. We have an even exchange. it didn't turn out that way in this instance. So now you know when there's not an even exchange, when you are being a Capricorn, reaching out your hand, if there's not an even exchange, bringing it back towards you, you know to view that as an unhealthy situation now, not as a situation where I need to reach out my hand even more and more and more. It's now becoming a boundary line for you. And that is what this lesson was about, learning when there's a cutoff line for you, Capricorn, when to stop giving or over giving, when it becomes not healthy, and when it's okay to adjust, to come up out of plan, a set plan that we had, and adjust, come up with a new plan as the magician, come up with something new, create something new, because that plan fell through. Got to hurry up and adjust. And sometimes our earth signs are a little slower moving than the rest of the elements at just adjusting right on the spot, changing. All right, didn't go that way, regroup. Takes a while to uproot, start over, replant, and come on. That's why a lot of fire was in there. There's a lot of action needs to be taken. So you had King of Fire, Queen of Fire, all out. Those are the stages. Those are your action power signs, and you're operating on high action with the King and Queen up there. So your movement and your ability to restart after this is there. You're going to be able to be successful at starting over. Though it doesn't feel good, though it's not what you planned and what you wanted, Capricorn, it's going to work out. It's going to be successful because this is your energy without relying on someone else. Now you will, because you know you're reliable, you will make it happen. All right. Till next time.